All right, now I'm going to get into something a little more complicated, the payroll credit. Okay, this is not the Paycheck Protection Program. I want to discuss a little bit about the payroll credit. Okay, so this is from the IRS. This is valuable for companies that have 50% less in revenue than they did the same time last year. So this is going to be very common for doctors' offices, restaurants, a lot of places that have had to basically shut down. Now, I understand when people, doctors' offices are an essential service, but the reality is you're probably, I have an orthodontist that basically shut down. No one's coming in to have their teeth cleaned right now. And also for California, from my understanding, the California Dental Association has actually recommended that dental offices shut down. And I understand orthodontists are slightly different than dentists, but basically they have some similar issues. Okay, so the key is you have to be fully or partially suspended by government order, or your receipts are 50% below first quarter of 2019. Okay, so this is where you can get a credit. And I'm going to focus more on companies that are below 100 employees. Okay, so this credit is relevant for companies that have more than 100 employees if you keep on paying people that are not doing any work. But I'm focusing on employers with less than 100 employees. Okay, so this is based on wages paid to all employees. Okay, so that means this should still apply if, let's say, you had to furlough some of your employees. You can still receive this credit. Okay, and now how do you get this credit? You don't have to apply to anything. You actually have your payroll company record on your deposits that you're no longer putting in deposits, and that you have that you're using the credit on the Form 941 that you're going to be filing. The Form 941 is a payroll form in which you list what payroll taxes you owe for your payroll that you do every 2 weeks. So this is definitely very beneficial because you can start using it almost immediately within the next week or two, the next time that you run payroll. Obviously, you need your payroll company to have their processes in place to make this happen. Now, let's say the tax deposits don't cover enough of the credit, which is $10,000 per employee, 50% of $10,000 per employee, which would be $5,000 per employee. Then there's also a form 7200, advance payment of employer credits due to COVID-19. Okay, so as of 2 days ago, this form was in draft form. But now we actually have a fully functional form. Okay, that's no longer in draft form. You list which Form 941. You go through the process, and then you can get an advance payment on this credit if you don't think that you're going to have enough in credits. Okay, but I found for most people, my initial analysis of this is that this is if you still have payroll, but it's a very small amount of payroll, and you're less than 100 employees. That's probably when you're going to be able to use the advance payment of employer credits. Otherwise, you're probably going to have enough in terms of credits with your deposits, your deposits that you make, every 2 weeks or whenever you pay people. Okay, so I'm going to unmute it for a moment, and okay, so just give me, let's see here. Okay. And let's see. Okay, does anyone have any questions?
So to be clear, to take advantage of this credit, you have to have experienced a 50% loss of business.
Yes. So
Okay.
this may not apply to everyone. That's why the payroll deferral applies to everyone.
Right.
It's a loan, but it's an interest-free loan, and you can wait. So that I think is, and the reason I'm pointing this out is I have been noticing there's been a lot of work discussed regarding the Paycheck Protection Program. What I want to focus on are things that people haven't been talking about as much.